Good morning, folks. As you can hear, I'm full of cold. I always get a summer cold. But I'm right enough. I've been trying to do a video down here for the last few weeks, but it's been really busy, and they've started sort of digging out for houses next door, so I haven't been able to do it. I've started about 4 times and been cut off, so hopefully nobody will come down. So just a quick update on the allotment. Lots of things going on. Bloody rabbits have chewed through my gate. It won't be chewing anymore, it's gone. So first of all, I'll just pull this too. My clematis, just excuse me, sorry. My clematis doing really well, all the way up to the top now. I can't remember what it is or what colour it is in the notes. So I've been doing quite a bit of swapping about at home, and I've emptied my worm bin. So I've brought down a load of compost out worm bin and soil from a bit of bed that we've moved about and dug out at home. Me and my wife's been ground forcing, sorry, Nelly trying to get at a ball. So strawberries doing really well in flower, and they've got some strawberries on them. Now the ones that I put in last year, I was going to cut the flowers off, but I'm greedy, I'm going to have some strawberries off them. I'll feed them well and they'll be fine. Salad, little mini polytunnel, as you can see, full. Just started picking leaves off of them. I need to pick a lot more. 1 or 2 bits gone to seed. Just one in there. I don't know what kind of lettuce it is because it's just in a multi-pack. Spring onions are ready. Beetroots, I've got taken the fleece off now. They're just protected from the birds. My elephant garlic, excuse my shadow, my rather large shadow, it's lovely. I'm not complaining. It's nice to have the sun out. The blackberry, one of the thornless blackberries, that's really started to kick in now, so is the other one that's started to be trained across. I'm just hoping that I can get them sorted this year, because last year they were a bit higgledy-piggledy and a bit all over the shop. So my little apple tree, absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see there all the fruit. It just absolutely full of flowers. It's only a little one and it's absolutely full, so I'm gonna have to take quite a lot of these off. I don't want to stress it, I don't want to, but it's full. I can't believe it's full. Talking of full, my allotment is nearly full. It's not a big allotment, and I've got 3 beds that are full of fruit, and like all my coffin beds around are full of fruit. So I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm running out of space. So one of the things I was thinking of is, as you'll see in a bit, I've got a lot of onions. Now this is my manure bin, and this has got composting from cannabis growers that been put on the side of the road. Very robotic gardener. I've seen him do it, and I've drove past it loads of times. Anyway, I've got it and it's in there. So what I'm going to do, this is my manure bin. I don't know if you can see, I don't know if the shadows are spoiling it, but I'll just try and move that out of the way. Basically what we've got is, we've got the manure, sorry, and then a lot of cardboard and some visqueen. Now what I'm thinking of doing is all this compost, all the compost I've brought and the manure and the bits and bobs, if I put some more visqueen in, this visqueen's pierced, it's got holes in it, so if any water comes in, goes through. But I'm thinking about lining that box, because I've got 8 large mammoth red onions at home. I was kindly given some seed by Jeff Foreman. I'll show you the other onions that I've done from seed. All my onions this year from seed. I don't normally do it from seed, but I have done. So I've got 8 large mammoth red. Now I'm not going to get mammoth onions because I'm not set up right, and they were late in, sort of end of January. But if I can put 6 in here with really good soil, if I can get onions of a couple of pound, I'll be absolutely over the moon. you know, I'll be happy as Laurie. It's just a bit of fun, but I need somewhere to do it. So if I put them in there, they'll be a bit protected as well. I mean, there's plenty of sun. As you can see, the sun won't blind you, but the sun comes from up that direction and it just goes round. So they're going to get sun all day in there, as long as it don't sink down too far. Now, it's been in there nearly 4 months, so it's not going to sink a lot more. And I'll build it up with compost, so that's one to watch out for. My summer raspberries, they've got buds on, flower buds, so I should get a few off them this year, and there's a lot of bottom growth, so they're, you know, they'll be lovely next year. Sorry, just bear me a second, because she won't leave me alone unless I hide a ball for her. So, coming round here, gooseberry, lots of little gooseberries on it, really pleased. Don't eat a lot of gooseberries, so one bush is enough for me. It's ample. The autumn raspberries, sorry the shadow, the autumn raspberries, I've got a few gaps in between. I've got a few gaps, so but they'll spread and they'll fill in over the next few years. This is long term, you know, it's not ground force. I'm not doing it quick, it's long term. Tayberries, fantastic, loads of flowers, loads of buds everywhere, so I should get a lot of tayberries this year. Now, I took the strawberries out from the bottom, but I had the space, so I've shoved some beetroot in. It was just a big space and they were not coming up, so I thought, oh bugger it, I'll put some beetroots in. So I've just put a little circle of beetroot in. This rhubarb, here's a bit of a story. That rhubarb there, if you look at that rhubarb compared to that rhubarb, basically they were all put in together at the same time. I used to have 3, but because this was getting massive, so I took it out, divided it, put 2 clumps back in, and that's why it's looking a little bit sorry for itself. But I will get enough for us off that one this year. I normally give a load away, so I'm happy. Let that sit this year and grow. I've put loads of manure in. Some of my daffodils. Leave your daffodils to completely die off and dry off. If you've got pots of daffs, or you've got daffs in your ground, do not bend them over, put them in elastic bands, do not cut them off. Let them die down and dry down. I know I'm emphasising dry, but basically all the moisture, all the goodness goes back into the bulb for next year. And if you look, I've taken all the tops off. You don't have to pull the flowering stem out, just take the top off, just snap the tops off, because same again, if you don't, they will concentrate into putting seed. So daffodils, let them die down. So next, my parsnips. I don't know whether you can see through there. I've started to thin them. They've all come through. They're absolutely fantastic. There's a few weeds in there, but if I get my shadow out of the way, if you can just see through there, they're all through. So I've just started to sort them out. Next, my radish. Loads of radish, doing really well. And bok choy or pak choy, I get muddled up. I think it's pak choy. Yeah, pak choy. Chinese leaf, Chinese cabbage. I'm doing it for little salad leaves, not for big, you know, stir fry. So the first of the onions. These are my large Spanish onions from seed. Now I was quite late putting these in, and I'm amazed at how well they've done. I'm never ever going to do sets again, because when you do sets you get a lot of them that go as seed, and okay, you can get heat treated and all this lot, but it's so cheap for a packet of seeds. I mean, these seeds were sent to me by Jeff Foreman. We were just having a chat on Facebook, and he sent some over. I'm really chuffed to bits. And I've got large Spanish, which I think they get to about 8 or 10 ounces. They get to quite large, but not mammoth or not like that. Now we eat a lot of onions, and this is my problem, because I've got one bed onion there. The next bed is Red Baron, and I've got onions in there. They're Red Baron there. really impressed with doing from seed. Sorry about the shadow. You know, they're lovely, absolutely phenomenal. They've been in a week or two. I've put, sorry about the shadow. I've put some rocket, just a line of rocket down there because I had some space. My shallots. These are Zabroon banana shallots. Don't do a load of them, but I've got some. We do use them. They store amazing. Now, just a little story here. I'm just going to sit down here. All these here that look like bunches of spring onions are not spring onions. Them in there are red barren, and at the same time pricking them out, I pricked these out, and they're red barren onions. But what I did was I clumped 10 little seedlings together and put them in a little cell tray at the same time as pricking them bigger ones that them ones are, and they were all the same size. But it just goes to show, if you prick out and you pot on, the difference. Now what I'm doing with these is I'm going to use them as spring onions, but I'm only going to use sort of 4 or 5 out of each bunch as spring onions. So I'll be picking them from round the outside. Now I know I've got spring onions in the salad bed down there, but they won't last that long. So they'll last me out, because like I said, they're going to be a lot. So then what will happen is the other 4 or 5 onions that I leave in a clump will form small onions. You know, them there, they can get up to, I've had them up to 8 ounce. I've had red barren onions up to 8 ounce. If you spread them about like that, 6 inch by 6 inch. The large Spanish are 8 inch by about 8, maybe 10, some of them apart. So I've spread them a bit more because I want them a bit bigger, because I want them sweeter. So the red barren are 6 inch apart. So these have been done about 8 by 12 apart, because they need a bit of room. But it's going to be interesting to see. This is something I saw Charles Downing do. He does little clumps, and if there's too many he picks them out for spring onions, so I'm going to give that a go. Right, now this concoction, I've nearly finished my carrot box lid. I don't know whether we can see inside, but yeah, all my carrots have germinated, but I need to get in there and thin them sharpish. But the problem I've got is I need to get the cover on, so that's going to be a job for tonight, putting the Enviromesh on the frame that I've made for them, and then tomorrow I'm going to thin them all. I've got in here, I've got some kale. I've got early kale, so basically kale that's going to grow through summer and sort of into late summer, autumn, and I'll pick and we'll eat. And then them there, sorry about the shadow, they're Swedes. My Swedes are going to go in here, so by the time I put the Swedes in there and the other bits of kale, because I've got a blue crinkly kale and Cavolo Nero, this is going to be full. So that's bed's full. Basically all my other beds are full. All my onions, all my taters are doing lovely. I'm very happy with my taters. They're going fine. I'll come back to little asparagus in a minute. In here, you can see fruit. Yeah, I've got some are cauliflowers, some are calabrese, so broccoli, big heads of broccoli, and some spinach in between. And then I've got the rest of my spring cabbage will be coming out. So basically I've got an area 5 foot by 6 foot, and I've still got a lot of stuff to go in. I've got my leeks, I've got my beans, and like I say, I'm full. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of jiggery pokery, and as stuff come out, might have to come out a bit earlier and get some of my leeks, because my leeks need to go in. I want my leeks to have plenty of time. I love leeks, I use a lot of leeks. So when they come out, my leeks might go in there. I don't know. My little plum tree had a bit of blossom on this year, so I might get 1 or 2 little plums. Just some spare raspberries for a friend. So in here, in this bed, I want to have, sorry I'm walking away in this bit, in this bottom part here, the bottom half of this bed, because it's hard work getting to it from that side because of the pond. I was thinking I want something in here permanent, so I'm going to put asparagus. Now it's not ready, nowhere near ready, but I managed to get a load of cheap asparagus grounds. So what I've done is I've potted them up in these sort of 8-10 inch pots, and I'm just going to leave them in pots all summer. And most of them have come through, and little asparagus fronds. Some are a bit far behind than others. A couple that I didn't think were doing anything, I sort of tipped them out, and they are the roots. So I've got loads of them. They're all down here, they're all lined up. So I'm just going to keep an eye on these, and basically then next spring I'll make that a permanent asparagus bed. So pond, I've just topped the pond up with some water. It's going great. Plants, my boardwalk. This boardwalk says. So I've got plants around there. There's all sorts in there. Mini-me, some flag iris. I've got some lupins. Goes in there. Some my irises. My iris is there. Aqualeads, I've got some aqualeads from home to go in. I've got some poached eggplants I'm going to put in. I know they're a bit of a nightmare for self-seeding, but they're just nice to fill up a little bit of space. So, my leaf mould bin that was absolutely full to chock-a-block is now about 2 foot down. This is this year's compost bin, filling up nicely. I bobbed some strawberries in a pot that I had. Just shoved them in a plant pot, big plant pot. I'm nearly out of my homemade compost. I'm gutted. I'm nearly out of it. It's sickening. I need more. So potatoes, like I say, romping on. I'd filled the bed, filled all the buckets, and then I just happened to be in a garden centre, and they were selling off some seed potatoes for 50p. And I just couldn't help myself, so I got 2 buckets of Anya, 2 buckets worth of Aaron Victory, and 2 buckets worth of Jaggy. I've never grown them before, just a bit of fun, and I just couldn't resist them at 50p each. This is the problem. So I'm just gonna, God knows where I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna have to move them about, I think, when they get in my way. So this is out of my worm bin at home. Nice, lovely. It's about a year and a half old. I've attempted it out because it was full. So strawberries all the way down here the same, full of flower, full of strawberries. I've done a little bit more in my path, so if I just back up now, it's basically like I said, I want hard standing from the shed all the way down to the gate. So I'm about halfway down. Hardcored a little bit more. So folks, basically that's it for the plot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to spoil it by coming down here, and as you can see, they've started to dig out. There's a big digger up there, a big 360 up there. They've started to tear it all apart. You know, it's, at the end of the day, I knew it was coming. It's inevitable. We need more houses. That's not me having a tinkle, by the way. Like I said, I'm filling the pond up a little bit. There's no what I can do about it. At least there'll be nice houses, big stone houses. We've got a block of 4 flats here, affordable flats. Gonna be just up there. So there's quite a few affordable houses, really. I mean, affordable sort of 80, 90, 100 grand. Which, that's good, because we've got a lot of young people around here. We need houses. So, it is what it is. Right, folks. Sorry I've been a little bit late doing a video, like I say. It's been a pain in the backside with these being here. Machines going and then people coming down. I don't like videoing when people are here. Thank you very, very much for subscribing and following me. any questions, please ask. Feel free to like, dislike, whatever. I know I say it every time, but yeah, any questions, please ask, and I'll always answer them. I'll always do my best. If I ever miss you, it's not on purpose. I love the questions, I love the answers, I love the comments, I love commenting on other people's channels. Like I say, there's a few young people that I've been following, a few other plot holders. I will get round to plugging them. Young Spencer, a cracking lad, lots of live stuff. That's it, it's brilliant. I'm getting a bit, I know it's a bit, I'm probably going to get into trouble here, but I'm getting a bit disheartened with some of the bigger ones, because it's advert, you know, you got 2 adverts at the beginning and there's adverts in the middle. I understand some people are having to make money out of it, but you know, it's just, you just get into watching somebody doing something, you sit there with your cuppa and then you get an advert, and then it ain't just one, it's 2 adverts halfway through. You know, I just wish people would back off a bit with adverts. I don't mind the little banners that pop up, you can ignore them, but it's when they're halfway through telling you something and you get an advert. And like I say, now some people are getting adverts, and 2 adverts at the beginning. You know, it's getting like bloody ITV. But at least, so I'm watching a lot more smaller channels. Don't get me wrong, I do still watch, you know, my favourites like Muddy Boots and Terry the Robotic. On a budget, he's amazing. You don't need me to put a link on there. He's absolutely fantastic. He's so fun. He uses all sorts for making all sorts. I think he's got 2 or 3 allotments. I'm so jealous. I've got this little thing. I'm just waiting and hoping and praying that I can get next door, but he's just so dedicated and he'll be around forever, probably outlive me. But yeah, I've outgrown this allotment, but there's no I can do about it. I'm just growing. I don't want it to be boring for you lot, you know, because if I just grow what we eat, it'd mainly be alliums, so onions and leeks and shallots, a bit of garlic and spuds and a bit of brassicas and fruit, you know. So it's just nice to grow a few different things. And like I said, this year I'm going to have a bit of fun with big onions. Once again, I'm going to say thank you to Jeff Foreman. If you don't watch his channel, you need to go watch him. He's an unbelievable old school gardener. He's got 100-foot long greenhouse and polytunnels, him and his brother. You know, it's fantastic. Right, so it's bye-bye from me, bye-bye from her. She's read up, poor little thing. I'm going to take her home now. She's been drinking gallons of water. She just loves to be here. And little tennis ball, she spends hours finding it. Don't you, Nelly? Say bye-bye. Yeah. Right. Thank you again. I've been waffling on there, I'm sorry. But thank you again for supporting me and watching me and subscribing. You know, I love your comments, no matter what they are. And like I say, don't worry about this. I'll still have that view. You know, it's amazing to think that that's a quarry and that were a tip up there. It's beautiful. Right, thank you. Bye bye for now.